Right, I'm just in this hideous kitchen of ours, and the reason I'm here is because I'm measuring up to try and estimate, well not estimate, I'm trying to accurately figure out exactly where the steels need to be pocketed, because I don't want there to be steel sticking out. I don't want, you see this lip here, I don't want anything like that. I want a nice flush ceiling that runs the whole way through until you get over this kind of threshold here, and then you're out into the kitchen and it's a nice big pitched roof like that going up. I don't want any bumps. So the way to ensure that is to figure out exactly where this is on the outside of the building. And once I know where that is on the outside of the building, this will be the bottom of the steel in here. It all needs to get lined with plasterboard anyway. Worst case scenario, I can always pack out these joists here. All of this ceiling's going to be removed, and then I can have a nice flush ceiling that runs the whole way through with no big lips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a reference point, probably the edge here. I can then put a nice flat spirit level across, measure to that point, and then on the outside I can do exactly the same thing, and I'll get an equal measurement. I'm going to be doing the same thing on the floor as well. I'll have a datum stick like this. So this side will sit on the floor, it will go across the threshold, and it will come down outside. But I'm going to be doing that out there through the bifold doors, and I'll show you what I mean, because that's not an especially clear explanation, but you'll see exactly what I mean, and I'll be using a laser to help me. So this hole was here already because we had a leak in the bathroom, so I had to take out a hole to see exactly where the leak was. And so now that I've got that, I've got access to these beams here. I can see exactly where I need to be, and I can use that. I can use this. What I might even do is take a bit more of this ceiling out here. I'll just follow this along, take that out, and that way I've got direct access to the beams.
Right, I've set up a little kind of safety net catcher. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to carry this along the whole way across there. I'll go all the way to the edge. The whole lot's getting replaced anyway, so I'll basically just follow that along. I'll use the multi-tool here, catch the dust, fold it up, kick it out the window, then I can use the blower for the rest of it. It's rare to say in DIY projects that something has gone exactly as it's planned. But that went exactly as I'd planned it to. That is so cool. I was really happy with this, worked really well. I'm basically going to put it back up there and now rip out all of those laths. You can see the old lath and plaster that they used, and how many layers of plaster. This has been replastered a number of times, it seems. But that came out exactly how I wanted it to, so I'm really pleased. Okay, time to finish this up. That's nice and clear across there. You can see an old lead pipe there that's been cut off but just left in. Safety first. And then this is what I was talking about. These beams here are obviously sitting on the inside skin of brick for the wall. There'll probably be a concrete lintel around here. I haven't looked yet, obviously, because I can't see with the wallpaper, but I can take that off and take a look. But I want these to end up inside the web of the steel, basically, or close to that. And then I'll be taking out, on the outside of the building, I'll be taking out all of that course of brick along there, so I can pocket the steel in.
So this is my technique to find out exactly where the bottom of those beams are on the outside of the building without having to drill through. All you do is you find a point that you can reach on the outside of the building, and you make sure that this is perfectly level. So I've got that bang-in level there, and then I measure from the bottom of the beam to that point, making sure I'm level, and it's 39.5. I'll just do it on one other point here, bang on level, 39.5. So now all I need to do is go to the outside of the building, do the same again. Stick the spirit level on here, and measure up 39.5 from the top of that. I can then strike a line at the top of this point here on the outside of the building, and I know that I will be at the bottom of that beam. And then I can obviously take off all of the pebble dash, I can strip away everything, because that's where the steel beam is going to go in. Okay, because cleanliness and health and safety are bedfellows, I've just spent 15 minutes clearing all of this just to the side to allow me clear access, basically. What I'm thinking about doing is getting a tower in here, or building a ladder structure like I have in the past. If you've seen any of my other videos about lifting steels in, I'll post a link up here if you haven't. If you have seen them, then you'll know that I'm a big fan of having a ladder that you can step and lift the steel up, because I'm going to have to pocket it up in there. So now I can spend a bit of time measuring and marking. I've got my spirit level and tape measure over here, so I can take my datum point from there, measure up and mark, and go from there. This is going to have to come out very soon, which does cause me some issues for getting rid of grey water, but thankfully it is not soil, it is just rainwater and bath water. It's just grey water, so that's good. If it had been that one over there, then I'd have a few more issues, but it's not, it's just grey water. So, time to start measuring and marking. Because I knew that 39.5 was my exact final distance, I locked in place the tape measure so that when it's tight up against the bottom edge here, it's 39.5 there. And then by ensuring that's level, I can then measure up and see where my mark is up there. Nice and level the whole way across, and that is the level that is the bottom of my joists that are inside the house. So now what I need to do is get the grinder out, and I'll come about an inch or so below that, and I'll go up to the thickness of the steel plus another inch or two, and I will chase out all of the pebble dash across there like that. Right, I've used this wooden stick and some fluorescent paint to mark up on here exactly where I'm going to be grinding out for the steels. So yeah, that's definitely going to come out. Very easy. Right, so I've moved this along, got it nice and secured by the brick. I've basically worked my way along and cut these hash lines. The two lines are the separate discs. There are two discs on that wall chaser, and so I've kind of gone that one. Yeah, I mean, you can see I'm quite pleased with that. Now I just need to smash that off, and I'll have a perfect view of where the steel is going to be sitting inside. This is coming off much quicker and easier than I thought it would. This grid system works really well. I chisel out this, and then this one often just pops off. Got a little bit more to do along there, which I can reach from here quite easily. But yes, this is much better than I thought it was going to be. I can see the bricks nice and clearly. I've got a nice straight course of them apart from up there, but I can take that out easily enough. Yeah, it's going well. And that is a wrap for today. Certainly on this part of the job. It's nice and clear and easy to see now exactly where that steel is going to be going. It's going to be sat on engineering brick, or sorry, on a pad stone here, and a pad stone over around there. Hence why I'm not bothered about that channel, because it's all going to get filled in anyway. But now it's really clear and easy for me to see. So you can see what I've got is a 203 steel going in here, which is basically 3 courses of brick. Slightly over 3 courses of brick, depending on how thick the mortar is. So the steel is going to sit just in there, which is perfect. Genie lift has arrived. It's to help us get the steels in. Right, it is time to get the corner padstone in, and that padstone in over there. Got the genie winch now. Concrete oversight has been laid, so it's obviously a week or two after when I first chased out all of this. Knocked down the garage, put in the oversight and all of that. If you haven't seen the videos for all of that, then you can check that out up there. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to use the Hikoki basically to just chisel out this corner here, because one of the padstones is going along this load-bearing wall and the other one is going along this load-bearing wall here. I've checked with my brickies and the structural engineer, and they said that if I'm pocketing out a small corner of brick, it's absolutely fine, because obviously supporting it is very difficult. There's a bath on the other side of this wall and floor joists that run this way, so they would completely get in the way. They said it's absolutely fine just to take out the small corner, get the padstone in, which I've got round the corner. I can show you that in a second, and then sand and cement it. Got the cement over there, got some sand over there. Going to get it, mix it all up, nice 3-in-1 mix, nice and strong, and get that in. I'm not going to be taking out the bricks just yet. We've got the steels going in tomorrow. I'll be doing that first thing, taking the bricks out. I've got the acros that are going to be going in under there. So I'm going to get the padstone in, seal that up, get the padstone in, seal that up, and the same on the side here. So this is the padstone here. You can see it's really not very big as a kind of chunk to take out the corner of the wall. You know, it's nowhere near as long as that. It's just a small bit here. This is the thickness of the wall, 210 thereabouts, 21 centimeters. That's the height and that's the length. So this is going to go up in there like that. So you can see that pocketing out the brick. Oh, that's my timber. Right. So here we go. Here are all the timbers. This stack here are going to be all of the walls. I mean, this is half of my order. The other half is coming later. These are, I think those are 3x8s joists. So yeah, this whole truck is mine. Whole truck is mine, and this is only half of the timbers. So this will get me suspended timber floor the whole way round, and it will get me having walls up, I think. That's the plan anyway. And then after that, I can get the next half of the order, because there's just not enough space for it. I mean, look at that. There's an entire truck, Arctic lorry, near enough. Entire lorry. It's going to take up the whole of this. It's only half of the order. Right, I'm not going to lie. This is a bit of a nerve-wracking part of the job. I've got the steel guy cutting steel, so that's what that noise is in the background. I'm going to get this in as quick as I can. Okay, that is on. It's dead level. This way, and this way. Hard to show you because of the angle. But it is on, and it is square, and I'm happy. Got a good bed of cement there. It does come slightly proud. I can't seem to get it back any further because of the bits at the back, but I don't mind, because I'm going to put some mortar down there, and this is all going to get floated over the front anyway, so you'll never see that. That's fine. That'll get lost in the render. The plaster that comes up, that's fine. One corner padstone on. Right, pocketed out a second hole for this one. Nice size. You can see where I've done some dot and dab plasterboard on the inside of the wall. Our plasterboard's actually helping to keep a lot of the dust out, which is perfect. This is plenty big enough, and now I can put the mortar in and bed it on. It'll be the same height as that one over there. This here is the concrete lintel for that. This spans the whole way across. You can see that there. Right, so my second one is in, bedded on. Now what I did is I've taken this really long timber, I sighted down it this perfectly straight and flat. And what I did, because I'm on my own here, and this is too high up for a laser really, I have leveled that with the top of the pad there, and then I rested one end on this side and I held the other side with the spirit level underneath, and I lined up this end of the timber with the top of that beam. So we had the bottom of the timber lined with the top, the bottom of the timber lined with the top. I checked it with the spirit level and it was dead on, bang on level. And that is honestly about the best that I can do for a 3 meter span across this sort of distance, you know, 3 meter distance on my own with no laser. I have a self-leveling laser, but I couldn't reliably set it up at that height to get it in. So that's the best I can do. I'm going to check it again now, just going to double check it one last time, but I'm pretty happy that that's about as good as I can get. I'm just checking it again. I thought I'd show you what I'm doing. So that is level with the top there. That end is level there. And then I grab this and I stick it on the underside, or I can stick it on the top to check for level. Right, I'm packing up for the day. All of these have been cut down. It was just a miscommunication. The steel fabricator thought they needed a 300 plate on them, but they didn't. They just needed a 203 plate. So they kindly came down and cut them all down for me. Look how many discs they went through. So both of those have been cut down. Those are ready to now go in. So that's good. And what I've done, because I'm basically I've had to take out the pipes here and there's no more drain here. What I've done is I've temporarily rerouted it into this one, which is live, just by that, and that works. It's just temporary, so we can at least wash upstairs. Sink downstairs is still out of action, but upstairs still works, so it's definitely better than nothing. So this is what happens when you forget that you've left the bath running. Oh dear. Jeez. Hi guys, it is Saturday. Got Chris back. You recognise him from all the lofts we've done. Polish power. Putting acros in now to support this because we're going to be taking these bricks out the back. It's nice to have a bit of support on a job like this. So this morning, what we're going to be doing, obviously you saw I put those pad stones in. We're now going to be propping up the beams in the back of the kitchen, and we're going to be taking all of those bricks out the whole way along. And then on this side, we're going to be getting the pad stone in here. Okay, right, acro's in, spans across. We have a channel out the back, which is really nice to see. And the whole house is still standing, thankfully, which is always a bonus. So now we've got a string. We're going to double check the level. It's actually a chalk line, but I haven't put the chalk in yet, so we can just use it as a string line. And we're going to check our levels. We're just cleaning it all off, brushing it down, making sure it's nice and clean, and then we can run it across, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so we've just removed the old toilet, put it in there for now. What we're going to do is I'm going to take up this laminate flooring. I'm going to take out this floorboard here, and we're going to put a needle, which is basically a little mini I-beam of steel. We're going to take this hole out. We're going to put the I-beam through that hole. We're going to support it with an acro going down to the floor on the inside of the house, and an acro on the floor outside the house. That water pipe's obviously switched off, which is why there's nothing gushing out of it. So now we're having to smash out. Then we'll cut the branch like that. Poo pipe is out. Right. Supporting needle is in there. I think I might have mentioned we're not doing one on this side because that window has a huge concrete lintel going across it, just up there like that, which is spreading the load all the way down, so we don't need one there. This is bearing on another rack row in here, which goes straight up through the floor, right onto that steel up there. It's perfectly flat on the top there, nice and flat and level. So now we can start taking out this course of bricks. We're just going to get this one bedded in now. This padstone is going to get bedded in on there, so that can start going off, and then we can take out the other course of bricks. Concrete padstone is in. That's being taken out. We're in good shape. Alright, bit of a error here. Padstone's nicely level with the door outside, but all of it is just way too high. 40 centimetres too high. So we're going to have to take this out. We're going to have to take all of this brickwork out, and we're going to have to drop it. The steel can't be any higher than this, and even that's a little bit too high. We need it a bit lower than this, so that's 37 from there. So we're going to drop down 40 centimetres from the top of this padstone down, so that we can get, because we've got stairs coming up here, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, not ideal. I should have checked it from the inside really, but I was taking my level off the door outside. That doorway's obviously too, well, higher than this tolerance can be. So we're just going to have to, thankfully all of this is supported, like I said, double concrete lintel up in here that's very big. So that's all supported, but we are going to need to start taking some more of this out now. Alright, so the mistake is doubly bad because the steel, the 2 metre steel, is just not long enough to bridge and to have an opening of any sort of size, and I'm not going to cut corners. I was going to cut corner, and Chris, my good friend, my confidant, my advisor, he said don't be an idiot. So what I've done is I've called Liam, my steel guy, and he has some offcuts in his yard that are 2.5 metres long, 203 203s and 10mm top plate, and he is sorting me out with a new one. It's Saturday today, and he's going to drop me a new one down on Monday, which is just awesome. So we're going to sack this off. We're not going to put the padstones in, we're just going to brace it up. I can then fill it with some insulation so it's not freezing cold. I could put some boards in there, and then on Monday I can go lower and longer, and we can do it properly. Right, we've measured now from steel sitting on here up to the top. So now we're going to be notching out these little joists here for the top plate of the steel. We've run a line, you probably can't see over there, but we run a chalk string line. So we're going to basically be notching out about 20 mil off there. Unit lift's being set up, and then the big steel can get in. Yeah, that's fine. Winchy winchy, shovey shovey. They didn't provide me with the extension bars, which is a bit of a pain, so we're going to have to get it on a shoulder, I think. But we can basically just slide it across. The padstones are in nice. This will go up. Yeah, it's good. Right, we are almost there. We've managed to get this side in. Problem was some of the floor joists just weren't letting it get in, so we've just got a little bit to notch out there. Got the chisel in. We're just knocking it out of the way, and then that is going to slide in, and that'll be seated home. And it's dead level, which is nice.
Do you have an Instagram account as well?
Nah, haven't bothered. Nah, it's too much hassle. Right, seated nicely there on the padstone. Very nicely there, and that is dead level. That is bang on. Really, really happy with that. I did it all myself. It was only me. These guys just spectated. Oh, we got there. We couldn't get it in because of this tiny little bit of wood that was wedged behind. That little piece of wood was just stopping the entire steel. It was just springing, bouncing back and forth. Found that, got it out, and that is done. Right, all the cavalry's gone. There they go. They were incredibly helpful getting that in. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to do that on my own. You just can't do that on your own. That is in. I set the pad stones and they are dead level, so I'm really happy about that. And yeah, it's in and it's flush, so you'll never know it's there because it's hidden in the ceiling. I can fully take these acro props out now. Those timbers are sitting in the web of the steel, completely supported on that steel, and it is perfectly level, so that is really good the whole way along, actually, right from that timber there all the way across into the other room, and that timber there is also supported as well, which is perfect. Really, really good. So tomorrow I can take these out, I can take this out, and we've got a bit of a semblance of normality in here, although to be honest we're pretty much decommissioning this kitchen now because we can't use the sink yet and we can't use the washing machine, so it's a little bit tricky. One more steel on Monday. This one obviously is a bit more of a problem. That's going to be a real problem. I've got the new steel coming on Monday. It's Saturday today. New steel's coming on Monday. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to take that door out. I'll have to notch out here, put the pad stone in, here and here, take that concrete lintel out and set the new steel in place on top. And that's going to have to be at the height of a normal door, an internal door.